Welcome to Your Region This Week. I'm Anandi Carol Woolery. In this episode, it's the season of construction for a popular tourist town, what the BIA is doing to get shoppers to the downtown core, and details about Guelph's summer noon hour concert series. But first, here's a look at the headlines. A Public Health Ontario update is suggesting a downward trend in new measles cases. The health agency is reporting 12 new cases in the province, down from 33 new cases last week and 96 the week before that. 2 more people were infected in a northern region that included Sault Ste. Marie and surrounding areas. That region has been showing the biggest increase in cases for a few weeks. 4 more people were infected in southwestern Ontario, which has been the hardest hit area for months. The majority of people infected have been unvaccinated infants, children, and adolescents. It's been nearly 4 decades since Lois Hanna disappeared from Kincardine. Provincial police have renewed calls for information. The province is offering a $50,000 reward for information leading to her location. The then 25-year-old went missing on July 3rd, 1988 at the Lucknow homecoming dance. Despite an exhaustive search and continued investigation, Lois was never located. Anyone with information is urged to contact local police, OPP, or Crime Stoppers. The developers behind a proposal to build high-rise towers on King Street in Kitchener have withdrawn their appeal to the Ontario Land Tribunal. It was to overturn a council decision denying their proposal to build high-rise condos on King Street from March. The developers had originally put forward a proposal to build 3 towers, the tallest standing 33 stories high, situated between Highway 401 and Sportsville Drive. No reasons have been given by LJM Developments for why they have withdrawn their appeal. The land is still available for development. However, the city says it's unlikely LJM Developments will put forward another proposal at this site. The region of Waterloo is issuing a call for applications. It's time to fill a Kitchener Regional Council seat left vacant after the passing of Councillor Carrie Williams. Those interested in applying for the council seat will need to submit an application by August 1st. Cambridge Community Connections is offering up to $25,000 in funding for community-based initiatives like road hockey tournaments or movie nights. Applications will be reviewed on a first-come, first-served basis and will close once all the funds have been distributed. Applicants will have to submit a work plan and a budget to be considered. Funding has been made possible through the Waterloo Region Community Foundation. The YES program returns to the City of Brantford for another year. It's a collaboration between the city, YMCA of Hamilton, Burlington, Brantford, and the Brantford Police Service. The free youth engagement series is designed to help youth ages 12 to 18 make informed decisions and build positive connections with local police.
Dealing with criminals and investigations is a big part of our job. There is the community aspect of our job as well, and so we want to focus on that specifically with the youth because they're going to be the future of our city.
So we can demonstrate to them a little bit of community leadership and mentorship, to be there when they need help and understand that we are just as human as they are.
The last session of every YES program, we do a fitness test, a police fitness test. And so we'll be running the students through the exact testing that police have to run through in order to get hired. It's all for fun. We're not competing against anybody, but it just kind of introduces the youth to the importance of fitness.
The Guelph Storm is looking to make a bid for the 2027 Memorial Cup. The team is asking for a one-time grant of $600,000 and $100,000 in kind contributions. Guelph isn't the only team making a bid. The Niagara Ice Dogs announced its intention to bid back in November. The last time Guelph hosted the Memorial Cup was in 2002.
Stay connected with City News Kitchener. You will find what's making headlines here at home and around the world. Looking for traffic and weather information, plus the latest prices at the pumps? Click on the tabs to find out. Watch, listen, stay connected with City News Kitchener.
Coming up. Under construction, but not closed for business.
Please come and support your town. I know it deters you and you want to kind of skip it and not worry about it or not worry about that stress, but if you're not here supporting, it might not be here, so.
An update on what's happening in downtown Paris.
Have you ever thought about just how much politics you speak about just in your own kitchen or in your living room? Or how many important ideas are shared or solutions to some of the world's biggest problems? Well, you're in luck, because I'm inviting some of my friends to come and speak to me about everyday politics, and I'm bringing my living room to you. So join me on Wednesday evenings from 6 until 7 for Everyday Politics with Laura May Lindo.
It's closing time, and you stayed out longer than you planned. So now you can't drive, and the buses have stopped running. You could always call your girlfriend. Or maybe your roommate? What about your best friend? You could just dial 1-888-TAXI-GUY or use the Taxi Guy app. The call and the app are free, and they both connect you to a local cab company to bring you home safely. Visit ArriveAlive.org to find out more. Arrive Alive, drive sober.
It's a once-in-a-lifetime project happening in the town of Paris. The downtown core on Grand River Street North is undergoing a major reconstruction. It's been dubbed the Downtown Dig.
I would say the biggest message is the outcome of what is going to be happening at the end of the day when the sidewalks are widened. The parking is nicer for people who need access easier to the buildings. It's not going to be hard to back out like it was previously. And having the nice trees, I think it's going to be the look and the feel of more of a walking downtown. With the storefront facing businesses, they're able to have more patios kind of more into the street. So if you go to other bigger cities, I feel like it's going to give you that vibe instead of, it was almost like a raceway before, which sucked because you were afraid to cross the street. I think it's going to give that small town feel, and I know it's a change, and that's tough. It's very tough. It's tough to watch. But that being said, even with the dig happening, they've opened up the water raceway, which is actually under this building here at Stillwaters, and they opened up in the middle of the street, and you could see the actual water raceway that used to flow underneath here, which is kind of neat, and it's our history too. I didn't know about it until my dad started talking about it, and they used to do the firefighter drills down in there, which was kind of cool because he was a volunteer firefighter back before I was born, and this fire station was downtown here, which is crazy. This is never going to happen in our lifetime again. That being said, why they're actually doing the dig, and the reason is they're putting in the filtration system that's going to filter out all the road salt and whatever out of our drinking water. So I know it's a minor inconvenience, maybe a major to some people because of walking across and stuff, but at the same time, we're all trying to work together to get everybody where they need to be in a timely manner. The BIA essentially is a group of business owners in the downtown core. There is actually a limit, and we are here to support and help businesses thrive and stay alive, which is tricky actually right now with the dig happening, but they do have different members who have stepped up, and they're in different groups, and they're helping promotions, which they have had a lot of different promotions on Saturdays. A lot of businesses are trying to stay open later, till 8 or 9, as per restaurants staying open, because people would come out of the restaurants and have nowhere to go, which is really helping retail spaces. The last update that I did get, which was a positive one, which I think is a good thing when it comes to construction, was Phase 1, which was the phase that just happened with the system out front of our building here, has been completed, and they're ahead of schedule. So I don't know what that means. I can't speak on that, but we definitely can get more information from our liaison. And I would say, I don't know, usually when you see construction, you think it's going to be years, but they were telling us it could be 8 months to a year, 6 months to a year, but I think they're kind of just, making it over the hump to get where they need to be. But at the same time, I guess they didn't run into major problems. I think the other thing is there's a lot of things that happen in a dig like this that we don't even know are happening. Having a little grace for what's happening. Of course, everybody wants this done quickly, so do the construction people. Business-wise, we're hoping before winter, which would be nice. And then downtown, it's still bringing people out. There's a lot of events being put on by the BIA right now. There's a lot of events for kids downtown, which is really fun. And a lot of the businesses are kicking in and doing different promotions and stuff. So, and you can find those on all social media, Instagram, Facebook. The Downtown BIA has their own. Downtown Paris has their own. And we have great people working on them, doing all the design work and everything. I hope people are finding this and seeing this, because it is tricky to find information when you drive downtown and you just kind of stop and you're kind of stuck. It's crappy, I get it. The outcome is what we're focusing on, basically. Free parking. All the parking is still available. The only place that's shut down for parking is literally downtown, directly in the center of town. All the parking behind the businesses are open and free. Note that just up the street there are some permitted parking, just in case somebody winds up parking up there. And coming into town, you want to come into town over the Grim River Bridge, not the Nith Bridge, because that is actually closed. And that's a little tiny one that's over by the store. Some people get the two confused. And give yourself some extra time, obviously. But other than that, everything's open. We're all thriving. We're all here. And nothing else has changed other than that one road is closed. I would say, please come and support your town. Like, I know it deters you and you want to kind of skip it and not worry about it or not worry about that stress. But if you're not here supporting, it might not be here. So.
Hi, I'm Mike Farwell, and I'd like to invite you into this studio every weekday from 9 until 1 for a show that I think you're going to like. It's called The Mike Farwell Show, and it deals with the issues of the day. Local, provincial, national, even international. You'll hear from the newsmakers, and you'll get the chance to make news yourself when you call in and share your opinion. If you want to know what's going on in your community, The Mike Farwell Show is the place to find out.
I'm Wendell Clark with a word about winning. We all know it takes a team effort in any sport and with any challenge. You can be a part of the winning team that shuts out impaired driving. Whether you're out on the town or just hanging out with friends, drink responsibly. Always have a plan for a safe ride home for yourself, your family, and your friends. You'll be helping to shut out impaired driving.
Visit ArriveAlive.org to find out more. Arrive Alive. Drive sober.
It's the personal finance show that dares to ask those money questions you've always wanted to. Join Mike Bregueth when he talks with experts on all aspects of money. Money Matters with Mike Bregueth, Thursdays at 8 p.m. on Rogers.
David Prang from the Chamber of Commerce Brantford Brant speaks with community members about events and organizations that impact the city of Brantford and the county of Brant. Chamber TV, Thursdays at 6:30 p.m. right here on Rogers TV.
After a night out with your friends, there's always options for getting home safely. You could call your BFF, your mom or dad, whoever you can count on for a safe ride home. You could call your favorite cab company or 1-888 taxi guy. Or you could use the Arrive Alive smartphone app to help you choose your ride. Be it a friend, transit, or taxi, getting home safely is app easy. Now available for iOS and Android devices. Visit arrivealive.org to find out more. Arrive Alive. Drive sober.
Turning to health news. The benefits of increased movement can boost energy levels, enhance mood, reduce stress, and improve sleep. We caught up with Ian Alishaw, a registered kinesiologist and fitness trainer at CareSpace Health and Wellness.
I'm someone who's been exercising very consistently on variable programs for almost 15 years now. And I still find it very daunting sometimes to be sitting down, or you're going through the movements with the family and hanging out with them and then saying like, no, I have to go and exercise today. And sometimes I can't even do that. So it's very normal for anyone to feel that way. And that half an hour, 45 minutes, 60 minutes can be daunting. So I think my biggest piece of advice is just realize that movement is movement, and it's the oil that we need. If we're thinking of our bodies as machines, as engines, we need to be lubricated. We need to move to continue on through our day. So movement can be anything, right? It doesn't have to be training, weight training, treadmill, bike, getting outside, any of those things. It can be as simple as walking, getting up, sitting down, moving through maybe a little bit of stretching routine, yoga, right? Whatever makes you feel good in the moment. And it can be as short or as long as you want. You're sitting down in an office chair for 8 hours a day, 9 hours a day, getting up and walking around your office chair, or going to get a glass of water, walking to the kitchen and back if you work from home. Little things like that are going to add up. So think about the adding up. Coming into a space like this and being able to, focus on physical health, but then touch on mental health, potentially spiritual health, if that's your thing, and breathing, and get in sync with meditation and proper nutrition supplementation. That's all something that we can do here at CareSpace, which is fantastic. And you don't have to leave and see 5 different practitioners at 5 different clinics. We all share your health history, and that's obviously with consent. And we walk through and we huddle and we talk about each case individually and all of the important intricacies, because every human is different. And so I think it's important for us to take a step back and look at the broader picture when it comes to health and fitness.
In sports, Nico Dawes is gearing up for a training camp this fall with the New Jersey Devils. He is fine-tuning his game at the Matt Smith goaltending facility in Cambridge. Dawes is a former goalie with the Guelph Storm.
If you look back to where my game was when I first got drafted by the Storm to where I am now, I didn't think I'd be able to get here. The first time I talked to Matt and started skating with him, the way he thinks the game is something that really resonated with me, because I think it's very similar to the way I think the game. But I think when I started, I didn't have all the information. Like, I didn't really know what it took or what I needed, and he kind of pushed me along that direction, and yeah, it's been amazing ever since. Without him, I'm not sure where my game would be, where I would be. He's helped me in so many different ways. Hockey, off ice, just somebody to be able to talk to and talk me down when things aren't going well. He'll remind me, you still know how to make saves, you're still a good goalie. He's been the perfect person to have in my corner.
Specifically with Nico, it wasn't necessarily a traditional path, and he improved a lot over the course of his junior career, and I think that was really exciting to see. And it really is it's a lot of inspiration for young players to not give in and buckle down and work on your game and not give up on your dreams when things maybe aren't going as well as you think they are.
My goal is to go into camp and earn a job. Obviously want to be in the NHL full time, and I think I'm ready to take that step, and that's what we're working on out here, is all those little details that kind of make or break you in the league. Those are the things I got to stay on top of, and get ready to have a really good camp.
For more local sports stories, check out 519 Sports Online. Darren Stevenson and his team work to bring our community stories about local athletes. Visit 519sportsonline.ca.
Still ahead, the sounds of summer.
Slow, folky, hot afternoon, summer vibes, and then this season we've got a lot of cover bands going on, so we're really encouraging people to enjoy singing along to some absolute favorites.
Getting into the groove in Guelph.
Hey folks, it's me, Giovanni Petiti, the host of Not Tonight. It's the new late night talk show right here on Rogers TV. We got fabulous guests, a lot of laughs. It's just like the Jimmy Kimmel Show, if you order the Jimmy Kimmel Show on Wish. So join me Sunday at 10 o'clock right here on Rogers TV. Nice.
The regulars, the guys who keep this place in business. Last week, they had something to celebrate. Jason had just finished university. So they toasted his profs, his TAs, his old roommates. Well, they toasted just about everyone. But I worry about and take care of my guys. So even when I know they're not driving, sometimes that means bringing them a little surprise. And then they had a drink to me.
Brought to you by Smart Serve Ontario and Arrive Alive, Drive Sober.
I was born and raised in Musqueam First Nation territory by my mother, who spoke Hunkaminam to me. As a child, I ceased using my mother tongue, as to use any language other than English was considered not being Canadian, so I was told. The old people came to me in a dream and reminded me of who I am and where I come from. I have reawakened. My roots are strong, and I'm no longer a silent speaker. My language tells me where I am from. It defines me and guides me to teach others to learn and understand our culture and traditions. A gift for those in the present and the unborn generations. What was lost is found. What was asleep has awakened. My blood is here, and I am complete. I have returned home.
Finally for us, the Royal City is bumping up the volume. Its downtown core is offering noon-hour concerts each and every Friday throughout July. Take a look.
This is the Noon Hour concert series, which has been happening in St. George's Square for many, many years. It's a summer music series. Every Friday in June and July at noon, we have a live performance in St. George's Square. Solid support for this event. We get a lot of community groups coming. There's a lot of adult day programs around that show up. There are our best supporters, our best dancers. They love singing along. They're always the first ones up there moving around. And so, yeah, we have a core group of loyal people who come out and support downtown Guelph and the music. It's been going for for a really long time, and we've had all sorts of musicians come. We have our slow, folky, hot afternoon, summer vibes, and then this season we've got a lot of cover bands going on, so we're really encouraging people to enjoy singing along to some absolute favorites. I think we have such a strong community in downtown Guelph. I've organised events here for a really long time. We see many of the same faces come and new faces every week, and it's a really important part of people who are supporting local. So we really want to show the best of downtown Guelph, and we think that adding music and adding colour and adding people is absolutely the best way to do that. And then you also give them a good experience, so it increases their perception of downtown. And then next time they think about coming downtown, they'll be like, I had a good time last time. I'm absolutely going to come back and support downtown. My favorite time of year, not only because it's summer, but it is just such a feel-good event, and I try and create this colourful environment where it's really welcoming for people, and I'm part of that. Going around, everyone's friendly, we encourage people are sitting next to each other and chatting. I love it. It's a really fun time.
Want you that romance. Hey, that was some Lady Gaga for you right there.
That's our show for this edition of Your Region This Week. Thanks for watching. I'm Andy Carroll Woolery. See you next time.
Connect with us by visiting our website or email us at comments@rogerstv.com.
Welcome to New York.
This friend group is honestly a beautiful, hot mess.
Oh my God!
We're all just here together, trying to make it.
I feel like I'm in an insane asylum.
It's so important having people to fall back to that you trust and you have love for. Excuse me? You still get money from your dad, $10K a month in allowance.
You would not be on the show if it weren't for me.
Oh, I love being messy.
Next Gen of NYC, all new Tuesdays at 9 on Bravo.
Everybody knows not to drink and drive, but some people still think it's okay to take drugs and drive. Police have the authority, the ability,